Welcome to the 30K channel, we're your hosts David and Connor.
Today we've got a pretty exciting game for you. We've got Thousand Suns versus Demons of the Ruinstorm.
Yeah, it's a bit of a first one, this one. We're taking a psychic heavy demons.
Yeah. So obviously Thousand Suns, no two ways around getting them lots of psychic powers. However, the Demons for the first time on the channel, a lot of psychic powers there too.
Yep, I can imagine my brain hurting already thinking about this game because it's weird. I've never played an army with psychic powers except maybe like 40k 5th edition, but even then it was very light. Yeah. So I think I'm going to struggle with this one more than Connor, to be fair.
Yeah, well, and certainly this is one of the more psychic heavy Thousand Suns armies I've ever played as well. So we're going to be taking it easy.
Yeah, there's a couple of things to bear in mind though with the demons. They have a thing called maddening swarms, which means essentially everything that has its psychic power must attempt to cast a psychic power in their psychic phase. Now, we have kind of interpreted that a certain way because if you're in combat and you have like a Witchfire spell, you can't cast it. So does that class you as intended to cast or not?
Yeah, because the word in the rule is capable, and so it becomes very flexible about where you actually draw the line there. We've decided that the demons are always very strong. If it's a little bit harsher on them this game, then yeah, it should balance out. So
we're always deeming it as a unit is capable of casting a power. So if they're in combat and they can't cast, it's not anyone's fault. It's just they aren't capable of casting that power. And if they can't cast that power, then they have to roll 3 dice instead of 2 dice for any test that they need to make. So just bear that in mind. And then finally, they have a warlord trait called Warp Conflagration.
It's not the warlord trait.
It's not.
You had Oracle of Chaos for.
Oh, okay. What's it called?
Warp Conflagration is the victory points mission.
That's it. Finally, instead of using the mission, which we're playing Tides of Carnage, Dawn of War today, they have Warp Conflagration.
Yeah, so there's a lot of psychic powers going on in those demons. If they can be driving off the Thousand Suns with those powers, that's how they'll be scoring their points. Meanwhile, the Thousand Suns are going to be trying across the board.
Yeah, so we just need to wipe out Thousand Suns units that are capable of casting psychic powers, and that's how we score our points. So we ignore the Tide of Carnage thing. So, you know, demons, I think it's going to be tricky because we're just going to be focused on killing you rather than getting your deployment zone, maybe.
Yeah, so it puts the Thousand Suns in a weird position where there's just going to be a big scrum in the middle of the board, but they have to try and get through. And demons quite famously take a long time to kill in combat.
Yeah, we're definitely going to rely on that extra toughness and strength for the first couple of turns to try and deal with those Thousand Suns early on, and then hopefully we'll get stuck into Magnus at the end. But hey, who knows what will happen. All right, that's enough of us. Let's have a look at those armies and we'll see you at the beginning of turn 1.
See you soon.
The army is led by a Demon Lord. His emanations of horror are Warp-Scaled Hide, Flensing Talons, and Lord of Sorcery, and knows the psychic powers Smite, Enfeeble, and Endurance. He is accompanied into battle with 3 Brutes. They have Flensing Talons and Crushing Claws. The second HQ choice is a Chosen. He knows the psychic powers Smite and Hemorrhage. His emanations of horror are Warp-Scaled Hide, Flensing Talons, and Crushing Claws. The first 2 troop choices are 15 strong Lesser Demons, both equipped with Warp Scions. Their emanations of horror are Warp Scions, giving them Smite, and they have Flensing Talons. There are also 2 units of 6 Winged Lesser Demons. Their emanations of horror are Wings, Horned Crown, Warp Scions, and know the psychic power Flame Breath. There is another unit of Lesser Demons, 10 strong, again, Warp Scions and know the Smite, Psychic Power, and have Flensing Talons. Finally, rounding out the troops choice, there are 10 Demon Beasts with Warp Scions, knowing Smite, Psychic Power, and Sundering Fangs. Finally, heavy support choice, there are 2 Greater Demon Beasts equipped with Rift Barb, Warp-Scale Hide, and Flensing Talons. And finally, there is a Behemoth with Flensing Talons.
First HQ choice and Warlord for the Thousand Suns is Magnus the Red. The second HQ choice is a Legion Praetor, equipped with Arcane Litanies, Asphyx Shells, Cataphractii Pattern Terminator Armor, a Combi Bolter, Raptor Occult Arcana, 3 levels of Psychic Mastery, Digital Lasers, a Grenade Harness, a Mastercrafted Force Sword, and a Combi Bolter. The first Elite's choice is a Contemptor Dreadnought, upgraded with the Siren upgrade for the Thousand Suns, coming with a Force Close Combat Weapon and a Carrier's Pattern Assault Cannon. Second Elite's choice is a 6-man squad of Sekhmet Terminators. There are 3 Force Swords, 2 Power Fists, and a Chain Fist in the squad, along with 6 Combi Bolters. The third and final Elite's choice is a 10-man squad of Kenetai Blades. The Sergeant is upgraded with Artificer Armor, and they have the Pavoni Cult Arcana, The first troops choice is a veteran tactical squad. They're upgraded with Asphyx Shells, Brotherhood of Psykers, the Pavoni Cult Arcana, Weapon Master Veteran Tactics, a Legion Vexilla, and Artificer Armor on the Sergeant. The second troops choice is an identical squad of Legion Veteran Tacticals. Final unit for the Thousand Suns is a heavy support choice of a Castellax Achaea Battle Maniple with 3 Castellax Achaea, all equipped with Mauler Pattern bolt cannons. Thousand Suns turn 1 movement. With no demons yet on the board, the Thousand Suns push forward, looking to close off some of the space that the demons will have to deploy in the following turn. Thousand Suns turn 1 psychic phase. Both Magnus and the squad of veterans on his left attempt to cast Endurance on the squad of Terminators, however both fail to manifest their powers. Thousand Suns turn 1 shooting phase. With no targets yet on the board, the Kenetai blades run forwards towards one of the rift markers, 5 inches. Not looking to be left behind, the Castellax also run forward 1 inch. End of turn 1 for the Thousand Suns, and with still no demons on the board, the Thousand Suns are pushed forward, limiting some of the deployment for the demons, but we'll need to see where they land and what they have to fight in the following turns.
Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 1 movement. Reserves rolls were really good, with everything coming in except for the Behemoth, the Greater Beasts, and 1 unit of 15 Lesser Demons. But the majority of the army have turned up right in front of Magnus. The Winged Demons have just bubble wrapped the 15 Lessers and the Warlord and his accompanying brutes. And the Demonic Beasts there are facing off Magnus. They can't charge this turn, of course, but they're just putting a layer of protection in. And then finally, this unit of 10-man Lesser Demons have just materialised over on this far end of the board, hopefully going to cause a distraction for the Castellax. Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 1 psychic phase. Due to maddening swarms, every unit that can cast a psychic power must attempt to cast one. Unfortunately, this unit was the only one that was unable to, and they have a marker placed upon them, and they will roll 3d6 for any morale checks they need to take for the end of the game turn. However, everything else tried to cast a psychic power. The HQ tried to pass Endurance but failed. The unit of Winged Lesser Demons cast Flame Breath onto this unit of vets here and failed. This unit managed to cast Flame Breath onto the vets in front of them, got 5 hits. The Sergeant tanked 4 of them and then died on the 5th. And then finally, this unit here tried to cast Smite, but unfortunately the psychic test was failed. The Chosen also tried to cast Smite, again failed as well. So not the massively successful turn there, but not too bad. Demons of the Ruinstorm, end of turn 1. Not a massively successful turn. There is no shooting, as the Rift Barbs were on the larger beasts that are yet to come in. However, the army is sufficiently bubble wrapped and will await the wrath of Magnus in the next turn.
Thousand Suns, turn 2 movement phase. Some of the Thousand Suns remaining in position. There's plenty of demons to shoot at and fire their psychic powers into now. Meanwhile, the Sekhmet pushing forward, looking to just make sure that charge is no more than 1 inch. And finally, at the other end of the board, the Kenetai blades moving forwards towards the central mass of demons, while the Castellax get themselves into position to draw some fire onto those lesser demons down at the far end of the board. Thousand Suns, turn 2 psychic phase. A very strong output from the Thousand Suns this turn. The Dreadnought managing to cast Mind Howl on the Beast, reducing them to Weapon Skill and Ballistic Skill 1. Along with Magnus getting Warp Speed, eyeing up that combat for the end of this turn, hoping to finish off that whole squad. The rest of the army, however, not causing too much damage, but the Terminators doing a few wounds to a couple of squads with Shockwave. Thousand Suns, turn 2 shooting phase. The Legion Veterans, opening volley of the turn, firing their bolt guns into the enemy Winged Demons. 18 shots, hitting on 3s. 1 cocked die. With only 5 misses, that is an excellent opening shot from the veterans. It's strength 4 against toughness 5. The veterans also have shred, looking for 5s to wound. That is a strong first roll with 7 wounds. Oh, and that is excellent, getting 3 more from the reroll, only losing 3, causing 10 wounds.
4 up armor saves for those Winged Lesser Demons. Well, that is a strong roll. That will kill 1, 2.5 demons.
The second squad of veterans, also leveling their bolters, fires into the other squad of Winged Lesser Demons with 20 shots, hitting on 3s. Losing 1 out the tray. Unfortunately, only 9 hits from that. Not a great roll. 9 shots, looking for 5s to wound with Shred thanks to Asphyx Shells. And that is 4 wounds to start with. That one was a 6. And they score 2 more 1 cocked die. And that is 2 failed wounds, leaving 7 wounds caused.
4 up armor save for those winged lesser demons. Oh, bit of a terrible roll there. That will kill 1-2 demons outright.
The Siren Dreadnought also looking to clear out this landing pad, levels his Kera's Pattern Assault Cannon and Twin Link Bolt Gun into the winged lesser demons ahead of him, hitting on 2s. Oh, and that is a shocking roll with 3 1s, unfortunate. Strength 6 against Toughness 5, looking for 3s to wound. And that is another wound dropped, causing 2. There is 1 rend in there though.
Alright, the demons will get a 5-up rerollable against the rend, looking for 5s. Lovely. And then they also need another invulnerable because the AP4 goes through their weapon, through their armor. Rerollable. Oh, 1 wound caused.
He's also equipped with a Twin Link Bolt Gun in his fist, hitting on 2s. And re-rolling thanks to Twin Linked. That is another hit. Looking for 5s to wound, but again with Asphyx Shells for Shred. That is 1 wound caused. Only 1 wound this time.
1 4-up armor save. Passed.
First to fire from the squad with Magnus. Magnus has 2 shots from his Sci-Fi Serpenter, hitting on 2s. There's 1 miss. At Strength 8 against Toughness 6, he's looking for 2s to wound. And that is a wound caused at AP2.
Unfortunately, the beasts are outside the Warp Rift marker, so just get a 5-up demon save, no rerollable, and that's passed.
Between the Praetor and his Sekhmet, their combi bolters drop a single shot from 14, leaving them with 13 to wound rolls, winning on 5s with Asphyx Shells giving them Shred. Only 5 wounds on that first roll, not a great start, but they do have Shred. Oh, and that's a much better roll, giving them 5 more in total for 10.
4-up armor save for the demons. Come on. Okay, that kills 1-2 beasts.
The Kennetai Blades also looking to help soften off that target and potentially charge it later this turn. Level their bolt pistols with 4 shots in range. And that is only 1 miss. Strength 4 against Toughness 6, looking for 6s to wound. And unfortunately, no wounds caused. The final volley from the Thousand Suns coming from the Castellax, firing all of their weapons into the lesser demons ahead of them. There are 9 shots from their Mauler Pattern bolt cannons. They are hitting on 4s. And only dropping 4 shots, not too bad. From 5 hits, they're looking for 3s to wound, re-rolling thanks to Asphyx Shells, giving them Shred. That is 2 wounds so far. Oh, and that is a full complement of wounds. Excellent stuff.
5 wounds on the demon save. 5-up rerollable is required here. Oh, that is a phenomenal roll with only taking 1 wound.
Also leveling their bolt guns in their wrists. There are 12 shots hitting on 4s. And unfortunately, that's not a great roll. A lot of 1s and 2s there. Only 4 hits. They're now looking for 5s to wound, re-rolling with Shred thanks to Asphyx Shells. That is 2 wounds so far. And that is a 3rd one picked up for 3 in total.
4-up armor save for those demons. Oh, 1 wound taken. That does kill 1 demon.
Thousand Suns turn to assault phase. Looking to get the Kennetai Blades into combat as quickly as possible, they declare the first charge against the enemy beasts, needing an 8. And that is 1 out of the tray. Ooh, and that is enough to bring them into combat. Excellent stuff. Magnus also declaring a charge against the beasts and easily made it in with 7. Final charge of the turn, the Siren Dreadnought declared a charge against the Winged Lesser Demons and easily made it in. At initiative 10, there is a single Hammer of Wrath attack to resolve from the Dreadnought, wounding on 2. And that is a wound caused.
4-up armor save for that demon. Oh, lovely.
Striking first at initiative 4, the Siren Dreadnought has 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Oh, and that is an excellent roll from the Dreadnought. Only losing 1 attack. He's have a wounding on 2s. And that is 3 wounds caused.
5-up demon save, no rerollable here, unfortunately. Not bad, that kills 1 demon. Correction, instant death will kill 2 demons. Unfortunately, the demons are unable to damage the Dreadnought and have lost the combat by a difference of 3, require a leadership of 4 or under, and they have failed. Now I roll on the demons of the Ruinstorm, perils of the warp table, and now I roll a d3 for the wounds lost. Oh, and that is 1 wound lost, and that keeps that Dreadnought locked up in combat.
Moving to the main combat of the turn, Magnus strikes first at initiative 6. He has 7 attacks thanks to warp speed and is hitting on 3s. Unfortunately, losing 3 attacks there, not ideal. He is, however, with his 4 remaining hits, wounding on 2s, and that is 4 wounds caused, these causing instant death thanks to force.
Luckily, the beasts are within the range of the Warp Rift marker, and we get a 5-up demon save that is rerollable. That is pretty good. Oh, and that does kill one of those beasts.
Correction, there was 1 extra attack missed for Magnus due to the charge. He's hitting on a 3, and that is a miss. Down to initiative 5 now, the Praetor strikes out with his Force Sword. With his 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Oh, unfortunately, 2 1s there. Strength 4 against Toughness 6. He's looking for 6s to wound here. Oh, unfortunately, no wounds caused. Down at initiative 4, first striking out with the Kenetai Blades. From 60 attack, a shocking 35 of them fail to hit. And of the remaining wounds caused, the Kenetai Blades cause 7, correction.
Alright, so the beast will have a 5-up rerollable save thanks to the Warp Rift marker. So 1 passed. Oh, not amazing, but that does kill 1, 2.5 beasts.
Finally, for initiative 4, the Sekhmet have 9 attacks, hitting on 3s. And that is only dropping 1, 2, 3, not too bad. They are strength 4 against toughness 6, so looking for 6s to kill these demons. Oh, an unfortunate, not a single wound caused. Finally, down at initiative step 1, there are 3 attacks from the Terminators equipped with Power Fist and a Chain Fist. They are hitting on 3s. That only dropping 2 attacks, good stuff. And at strength 8 against toughness 6, they are looking for 2s to wound. And that is not a single wound drop, excellent stuff. 7 in total.
7 5-up demon saves with a reroll thanks to that Warp Rift marker. Saved 2. Oh, no, not crazy. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 dead. There is 1 beast remaining. Before those beasts died, they did get an opportunity to attack at initiative 1, and they are using their Sundering Fangs, which is initiative 1, double strength attack. Unfortunately, due to Mind Howl, they are weapon skill 1 and will require 5s to hit. Oh, that is an absolute shocker. None hit. So they have lost the combat by a huge amount. Will require a double 1. They fail. Now rolling the Demon of the Ruinstorm Pals of the Warp Table. That is a 1. That is bad news, and we'll lose D3 wounds. And that is only 1 wound, keeping the unit locked up.
Due to the cramped conditions of the final remaining demon, the Kenetai Blades are no longer in combat and will consolidate. 5 inches. Good stuff. End of turn 2 for the Thousand Suns, and things are looking pretty strong for the Space Marines. The Primarch and his Terminators having demolished most of those demon beasts, while the Kenetai Blades managed to make it out of combat, hopefully look to charge the enemy Demon Lord should he follow down Magnus in the next turn. And the Contempted Dreadnought keeping itself locked in combat, having destroyed most of those Wings Lesser Demons, providing a lot of protection to the veterans behind it.
Daemons of the Ruinstorm, turn 2 movement. Everything else now has arrived. So the 2 beasts have come out in the middle and the end portal over there. The Behemoth is in the middle portal. And then finally, the 15-man Lesser Demons has also come out from the middle portal behind the Castellax. Everything else has moved to get a charging position on the Thousand Suns. Daemons of the Ruinstorm, turn 2 psychic phase. This 10 unit of Lesser Demons cast Smite onto those Castellax Akia and managed to cause 1 wound, which was really good. The unit behind tried the same, but unfortunately failed to wound. And then finally over here, Smite was cast onto the veterans from the Chosen, but failed to manifest. Smite was also cast upon the same unit from the Lesser Demons and failed. And this unit here, the Winged Lesser Demons, tried to cast Flame Breath, but also failed. So not an amazing round of psychic powers, but a wound on the Castellax was pretty good. Daemons of the Ruinstorm, turn 2 shooting phase. The 2 demon beasts that appeared from their Warp Rift markers each have a Rift Barb. So we'll start with the one on the right hand side of the screen. Requires a 3 to hit, which hits. Lovely. They are strength 10 and will require 2s to wound. That's a 1 wound at AP 3.
And that goes on to the 5+ Refractor Field save for the Castellax. Oh, close, but not quite. That is another wound caused.
Alright, the demon on the left will shoot into the back of that unit. Also hits, 2s to wound. Great.
And 1 more save to make. Oh, 4 again, unfortunate. That's 2 wounds caused.
Demons Ruinstorm turn to assault phase. The winged lesser demons on the landing pad have declared a charge against the veterans. They fired their overwatch and caused a single wound on the charging lesser demon, but they made it in with a 7-inch charge. The unit of lesser demons with the chosen declared a charge against the veterans. Overwatch was fired and caused 1 wound, which killed one of the lesser demons. The unit then made its charge with 7 inches. The Demon Lord and his accompanying brutes made their charge with a whopping 9-inch charge. The last unit to declare a charge is the unit of 10 lesser demons, declaring a charge against the Kastlak Sakia. Overwatch was taken, but no wounds caused. Unfortunately, they failed their charge by 1 inch. Starting with the Winged Lesser Demon and the Osirian Dreadnought, unfortunately, the Winged Lesser Demon could not harm the Osirian Dreadnought, and the Dreadnought then stomped him into the ground.
And following that, consolidated a mighty 1 inch.
Moving on to the other winged unit of lesser demons into the veterans. They charged in and have jump infantry, and they have horned crowns, which means they get D3 hammer of Rast times the amount of number in the unit. So that's 1 times 4, unfortunately, is only 4, but they will wound on 3, strength 5. That is 3 wounds off the bat.
And these into the 3+ armor saves for the veteran Marines. Oh, and look at that, all of them are passed.
At initiative 4, the lesser demons have 12 attacks, hitting on 4s. That is pretty terrible with only 3 hits. They'll wound on 3s, but they have Flensing Talons, which is Shred, and that is 3 armor saves.
Once again, onto 3+ saves for the Space Marines. Oh, and just like that, all of them are passed. Excellent stuff. The Weapon Master veterans will be hitting on 3 with their 18 attacks. And only dropping 5 hits. That's not too bad. They're then looking for 5s to wound. Strength 4 against toughness 5. Oh, that's a good roll there. Only dropping 4 more wounds from the result, leaving them a total of 7 wounds caused.
4-up armor save for those winged lesser demons, taking 3 wounds and 2.5 demons dead. The demons have lost to combat and will require a leadership test of 4 or under, which they fail. Now a roll on the perils of the warp table. Demons of the Ruinstorm, 3, and they are reduced by 1 wound. Not too bad. That will kill another demon. Moving on to the Chosen and his unit of lesser demons against the other squad of veterans. The Chosen will strike first with 4 attacks, requiring 3s to hit. That is shocker. He does have Shepherd of the Malign, which is reroll 1s, preferred enemy, but unfortunately that doesn't happen. And he is strength 6 and requires 2s to wound with Shred and Rending. That's just an armor save.
And the closest model is just a Tactical Marine with a 3+ save. Oh, but a 1 will kill.
Rolling off camera, the 15 lesser demons hit in with 45 attacks at initiative 4, 35 hit and 25 wounded. So really good start to that combat.
Tallying up all those attacks, there were a total of 6 wounds that got through, and then the Sergeant tanked a further 5 before he finally died. The surviving 4 Marines, however, successfully passed all of the remaining saves. Of the 20 Space Marine attacks, also at initiative 4, 13 hit and only 3 wounded.
Alright, so 4-up armor saves for those. No, and that does kill 1.5 demons.
A leadership test now for the surviving Space Marines, and for 4s or less. They do have a reroll thanks to their Vexilla. A 5 is a fail, so they will reroll. Oh, and unfortunately that is the Space Marines routed.
The demons will try to sweep the Space Marines, so 4 plus... Ooh, that's 8.
4. The Space Marines do get +1 to this, and that is a draw. They are still swept.
After sweeping the Thousand Suns, the demons consolidate 4 inches. Moving to the centre of the board, the combat between the Demon Lord, Magnus, and their accompanying units. At the start of the combat, the Demon Lord issues a challenge, which was accepted by the Inceptor.
Unwilling to remove Magnus from the fight with the brutes, the Inceptor has decided to step forward and take the Lord on himself.
At initiative 10, Hammer of Wrath from the brutes into the Sekhmet. Strength 7, 2s to wound. That is a triple 1. Unbelievable.
Due to warp speed, Magnus lashing out at initiative 9 with 7 attacks. He will be hitting on 3s. Oh, unfortunately 2 misses there. That is however 5 hits. Wounding on 2s with instant death thanks to force. Oh, and there is 1 wound dropped, and that is 4 wounds caused.
The wounds will start to spill out onto that beast that's nestled right in the middle of those Sekhmet Terminators. There is a 5-up invulnerable with a reroll to begin with. That's a good one to start. And again, please. Yes. 3rd. No, with a reroll. No, so that does kill the beast. Now moving on to the brutes. 5-up rerollable. Thanks to that warp rift marker. Come on, 6. No, and that does kill one of those brutes.
Next up, down at initiative 5, the Praetor lashes out with his force sword. He has 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Oh, again, dropping 2. At strength 4 against toughness 7, he's looking for 6s to wound. And that is 1 wound caused, also with instant death thanks to force.
5-up demon save, that is rerollable thanks to that warp rift marker. It flashed 5, come on 6. No, and that does kill another brute. At initiative 4, the Ruinstorm Greater Demon will attack with 5 attacks and will require 3s to hit, being weapon skill 5 in that challenge. Not amazing, dropping 2. He is currently strength 8 and has Flensing Talons for Shred, so 2s. Shred is not required, and that's 3 strength 8 AP2 wounds.
3 wounds going through. That Sekhmet does have a 3+ invul save. And that kills him outright. The next closest model being the Praetor, he will attempt to look out Sir, the next hit. And unfortunately is not able to. He does also have a 3+ invul save, however. And that is passed. Will also attempt to look out Sir, the final blow. Which he does. The Terminator next to him with his 3+ invul save. Ooh, also fails the save.
The last remaining brute will also attack at initiative 4 with 4 attacks, requires 4s to hit. Oh, that is a cocked dice. Come on. That is 1 hit at least. Strength 7, 2s to wound. Oh, and that is 1 wound.
It is, however, onto a 2+ save for the closest Terminator. And that save is passed. Finally, for initiative 4, there are 3 Sekhmet Terminators that get to attack, 1 being removed due to the Demon Lord. However, they have 6 attacks between them, hitting on 4s. Oh, unfortunately, only 2 hit. They will, however, also be wounding on 5s, with force active on their swords. Oh, unfortunately, no wounds caused there. And finally, down to initiative step 1, there is a single Power Fist and Chain Fist alive in the squad, and they have 4 attacks between them, hitting on 4s. Oh, unfortunately, that is only a single hit. They will wound on 2s at strength 8, and that is 1 wound caused.
Alright, Demon save 5-up, no rerollable because it's not in range, and a wound has been taken. At the end of that assault phase, the Thousand Suns have won the combat. However, both units are fearless and will continue for another turn. End of Demons of Ruinstorm, turn 2. Not a bad turn. It was good to see the Demon Lord finally make an impression onto Magnus and his unit of Sekhmet. Wiping out 1 Vetch squad was fantastic. However, it'll be really interesting to see in the next couple of turns where these Castellax go, as they are beset on all sides.
Thousand Suns turn 3 movement, with much of the army locked down in combat, not a huge amount of movement for the Thousand Suns this turn. The Contemptor did push forward towards those lesser demons, looking for a charge later this turn, while the Kenetai Blades moving through cover to try and get a much greater area to charge those lesser demons, while finally the Castellax move to surround one of the greater demon beasts, hoping to bring that down before it can do too much more damage. Thousand Suns turn 3 psychic phase, with a plethora of powers coming from the Thousand Suns, unfortunately only warp speed manifesting for both Magnus and the Kenetai Blades. The Kenetai Blades did manage to cast Smite against the enemy lesser demons ahead of them, however all those invulnerable saves were passed. Finally, unfortunately, the Castellax trying to cast Mind Howl and Psychic Screech on the Chosen and his lesser demons failed to cause any wounds and was denied for his Psychic Screech. Thousand Suns turn 3 shooting phase. The opening volley with the Contemptor Dreadnought firing his Keres Pattern Assault Cannon into the lesser demons. 6 shots, hitting on 2s. Oh, there's always a 1. However, that's 5 hits, looking for 2s to wound. And there is another 1, but that does leave 4 wounds. 2 of them rending, 2 of them regular.
The AP4 of the weaponry passes through the armor saves of those demons, so they need 5s for their demon save, and that is 2 dead demons.
Also firing his Twin-Link Bolt Gun, the 2 shots from the Contemptor Dreadnought, hitting on 2s. That is 2 hits, looking for 4s to wound. These again have Shred thanks to Asphyx Shells. There's 1. Oh, unfortunate, that is 1 wound caused.
4-up save for those demons. Lovely.
The Castellax Achaea firing at extreme short range with their Mauler Pattern Bolt Cannons. Have 9 shots, hitting on 4s. And that is only 3 misses. Excellent stuff. Strength 6 against Toughness 6 on those greater demon beasts. They are looking for 4s to wound correction. Oh, and that is 4 wounds caused. Not too bad.
5-up demon save. It is rerollable. Oh, that's not too bad. Oh yeah, so only 1 wound taken.
Finally for the Castellax, firing their bolt guns into the same target. They have 12 shots, hitting on 4s. Oh, there's one cocked die. Oh, excellent. That is only 3 shots missing. There's some very accurate shooting from the Castellax this turn. Strength 4 against Toughness 6. They're looking for 6s to wound. Oh, and that is only 1 more wound caused, unfortunate. However, they do have Asphyx shells. No more wounds caused. A lot of 5s there, though. Unfortunately, 1 wound caused.
The demon has Warp Scaled Hide for a 3-up armor save. Oh, sad times. That is a wound taken.
And finally, for the Thousand Suns this turn, the Kennetai Blades level their bolt pistols and fire into the lesser demons ahead of them with 10 shots, hitting on 3s. And that is 1, 2, 3 misses. Not too bad. They're now looking for 4s to wound, Strength 4, Toughness 4. Those demons starting to soften up, and that is only 2 wounds caused. A lot of 1s and 2s there.
4-up armor save for those lesser demons. Oh, jeez, and that is 1 demon killed.
Turn 3 assault phase for the Thousand Suns, and the Castellax have declared a charge against the Greater Demon Beast.
Yep, it's got a Rift Barb, so we'll hit on a 6.
And for the charge, comfortably making it in with a 10-inch charge. And the Kennetai Blades also declaring a charge against the lesser demons, get in with 5-inch roll. And the Contemptor charges into the Chosen and his lesser demons with a 9-inch charge. At initiative 10, the Contemptor smashes into combat and causes a wound with Hammer of Wrath.
Yep, 4-up armor save for the demon. Ooh, lovely.
And now down to initiative 4, there are 4 attacks from the Contemptor, hitting on 3s. And that is 1 attack dropped. It is, however, Strength 10, Toughness 4, with the 2s to wound. And that is all 3 wounds caused.
Oh, this is instant death on those demons, but they require 5-ups. Demon save, no reroll. Okay, and that is 2 demons dead. Also, strike initiative for the Demon Chosen has an opportunity to rend the Contemptor with 3 attacks and requires 4s to hit, also being weapon skill 5. Oh, not with that roll, he's not. The demons have lost the combat by 4 wounds. The Chosen is leadership 10 and requires 6 or under to avoid the perils of the warp table. Fail. Now a quick roll, see what happens. Oh, so that is a Warp Bloom. This then increases the weapon skill and ballistic skill of the unit by 1.
The veterans fighting that last winged lesser demon managed to take off its final 2 wounds without losing any in return, and consolidated 5 inches. Moving to the combat between Magnus and the Greater Demon Lord, Magnus strikes first at initiative 9 with his 7 attacks thanks to warp speed, hitting on 3s. Oh, that is an outrageous 5 2s and 1. He does have 1 hit that will wound on a 2. And that is a wound caused. All right,
well, the Brute is in the combat, so we'll take it on him first. That's a 5-up. It's not rerollable, so the Brute takes a wound.
Down to initiative 5, the Praetor lashes out with his forced sword. He has 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Oh, an appalling round of combat from the Thousand Suns this turn with 3 misses there. He does, however, have a master-crafted weapon. That gives him 1 more hit. Excellent. And he'll be wounding on 6s. And that is 1 wound caused.
Taking this on the Demon Lord, he has a 5-up rerollable save because it's within range of the Warp Rift marker. Come on, 5. Out the dice tray. Yes.
Down to initiative step 4 now. There are 4 attacks from the 2 Sekhmet with 4 swords. They are hitting on 4s. That is 2 hits. Not too bad. They are looking for 6s to wound as well. Oh, unfortunate.
The Brute will attack back into the Terminators at initiative 4. 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. That is 2 hits. Strength 6, 2s to wound with Shred and Rending. That is just 2 wounds.
And these go on to 2+ saves for the lead Sekhmet. And both are passed. Good stuff.
5 attacks from the Lord and requiring 3s to hit. Come on. Well, that was as good as roll as Magnus, to be fair. So only 1 and 2s to wound. Unbelievable. With Shred, no, and that is 1 AP2 wound at Strength 8.
One of the Sekhmet electing to take this wound on his 3+ invulnerable save. Oh, a 2 flashed, but a 4 will pass. And finally, down at initiative 1, there is a Chain Fist and Power Fist still in the squad. They are hitting on 4s. And that is a truly abysmal round of hits for both sides of this combat. At Strength 8 against Toughness 6, it is looking for 2s to wound, and that is a wound caused.
Oh, alright, 5-up rerollable from the Demon Lord. Go on, son. Yes.
And with only 1 wound caused in that whole combat, the fight continues as both sides are fearless. Moving now to the fight between the Castellax and the Greater Demon Beast. There are 12 attacks from the Castellax on the charge. They are hitting on 4s. Oh, and the unfortunate hits continue for the Thousand Suns with a mighty 7 misses there. 8 misses, sorry. Missed 1 there. That is, however, 4 Power Fists striking at Strength 10, looking for 2s to wound. And there's always another one to be had. That is 3 wounds caused.
5 up demon save that is rerollable. That's 2. 1 made so far. Come on, double 6. Well, 1 is out of dice tray, but that is 1 made. 6. 1 wound taken. The Demon Beast will attack back with his 3 attacks requiring 3s to hit, being weapon skill higher. That's a really good start. Strength 8, toughness 7, 3s to wound at AP 2. Oh, that is absolutely heartbreaking. All right, so the demon has lost the combat and will require a leadership test of 6 or under. Oh no, he's probably going to die to the perils of the warp table. So rolling, we need a 6 here to keep him alive or he's dead. Oh, you beauty. +1 weapon skill and ballistic skill from the warp bloom.
The Kenetai Blades charging in against those lesser demons, unfortunately failing their fair check, which really hampered their hits this turn. From 60 attacks, they only scored 25 hits, and of that, there were only 11 wounds.
Yep, so there are 11 5-up demon saves to make, which are rerollable thanks to that Warp Rift marker. That's not too bad. 3 so far. Come on with that reroll. 5s. Go on. Okay, pretty shocking to be fair. So that will kill 1, 2, 3 demons, allowing for that Warp Rift marker to be slightly larger than it actually is. Only 11 models could get in contact to attack or be eligible to attack, and they will require 3s to hit as the unit is fear. That's not too bad. That's 14 hits, which is pretty good. They will wound on 4s and have shred. 9 to reroll. Yeah, that was real good with only losing 3. Causing 12 wounds in total on those Kenetai Blades.
Taking those saves for the Marines, unfortunately 4 fail, the rest of them passing on power armor saves, and the Thousand Suns do win that combat by a difference of 2.
The lesser demons are leadership 7 and require 5 or under, so lost combat by 2. Okay, they have failed, rolling on the chart. 6, come on. Oh, okay. So they will lose D3 wounds, and that is 1 wound.
End of turn 3 for the Thousand Suns, and the combat is looking pretty good across the board for the Thousand Suns, with a lot of the demons locked up against enemy targets that aren't great for them. Unfortunately, however, forgetting to put force on the Sekhmet and the Kenetai Blades severely hampered their killing this turn. Unfortunately, though, the demons will get to charge them with some of those big monsters next turn.
Demons Ruinstorm, turn 3 movement. The Beast and the lesser demons are trying to squeeze through that building and that bastion to try and get into combat with those Castellax. The Behemoth only has 1 target, unfortunately, which is the Kenetai Blades, but hopefully that will take care of that. And then the rest of the units are locked up in combat. The assault here with the Contemptor will probably not go in the favour of the demons. Demons of the Ruinstorm, turn 3 assault phase. Unfortunately, all of the psychic powers which the demons possess are either Witchfire spells, and unfortunately cannot be cast. So due to the Maddening Swarm special rule, if a unit is eligible, it says in the rulebook, then they must try and cast. And in this case, they can't. That's how we're ruling it. And unfortunately, if they need to take any tests, they will roll 3 dice. Demons Ruinstorm, turn 3 assault phase. The Demon Beast manages a 4-inch charge to get in contact with that Castellax. Finally, the Behemoth makes its charge into the Kenetai Blades with a 5-inch charge. In the combat between the Castellax and the 2 greater Ruinstorm Beasts, there is a Hammerwrath at initiative 10 and will wound on a 2.
That does wound, and onto the 3+ save of the Castellax. Oh, and that is a wound taken.
Correction, the wound would have wounded on a 3.
Striking first at initiative 4, there are 6 attacks from the 3 Castellax. They are hitting on 4s. Oh, that's 1 out of the tray, and that is another appalling roll from the Castellax. 4 misses. Yikes. They are looking for 2s to wound. 1 needs to go through. Oh, there's always a 1. But if this demon fails its saves, it will die.
All right, there's a 5-up rerollable. Need to make this so we don't lose the Beast. Come on, 5-up. You beauty. There are 7 attacks back at initiative 3 into the Castellax and will require 4s to hit. Need a good roll here. And that is not a single one. That is horrendous. Moving on to the combat between the Behemoth, the Kennetai Blades, and the Lesser Demons. At initiative 10, the Behemoth failed to wound and rolled a 1 for its Hammer of Wrath.
And down at initiative 7, the Kennetai Blades attacked with 42 attacks thanks to Warp Speed and Mind Song. And of that, they have 29 hits, looking for 4s to wound on those Lesser Demons. And that causes 15 wounds.
15 wounds requiring 5-up demon saves. It is rerollable. Oh, it looked good, but it isn't good. Okay, so far only 1 made, which is pretty horrendous. I would have hoped 4 or 5 would have been saved. And now for another reroll. Not too bad. That is 4.5 demons dead. However, 1 has 1 wound already, so 5 total. Striking back at initiative 4, those lesser demons have 12 attacks back and require 4s to hit. Come on, need a good roll here. So that's 2, 4, 6 hits, which is not too bad. They are strength 4, toughness 4, and will require 4s, but they have shred. Not bad. Come on, shred. Not bad. So 4 wounds total.
The Sergeant is still not in the front line of the combat, so these are 4 3+ saves. Oh, and like that, all 4 are passed.
At initiative 2, the Ruinstorm Demon Behemoth will attack with 6 attacks. Weapon skill 4 requiring 4s. Come on, that is an absolute shocker. It's strength 8 with shred, so requiring 2s. Okay, and that is 2 killed.
The Sergeant is closest in line for these attacks and will attempt to look out Sir onto the rest of the squad, needing 2 4+ saves. Unfortunately, neither are passed, and the Sergeant and 1 Kennetai Blade are killed.
The demons have lost the combat by a difference of 7. So both units are leadership 7. So a double 1 will keep the lessers in the fight. Fail. And also a fail for the beast. So we'll have to roll on the Demon Storm Ruinstorm table. And for the lessers, they lose D3 wounds. And that is 3 wounds, killing 1.5 demons. Rolling for the Behemoth. Oh, okay, so he will lose D3 wounds. And that is 2 wounds on the Behemoth. Back to the centre of the board between the Demon HQ and Magnus.
And Magnus gets to strike first at initiative 9, thanks to Warp Speed, with his 7 attacks, hitting on 3s. Oh, not much of an improvement on last turn for Magnus. Unfortunately, only 3 hits. He's looking for 2s to wound. And there's always a 1, but that does cause 2 wounds.
All right, we'll go straight on to the Brute. He has a 5-up, no rerollable. Oh, and that does kill the Brute. The Demon Lord has a 5-up invulnerable that is rerollable. Not required.
Down to initiative 5 now, the Praetor lashes out with his Force Sword. 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. 1 out of the tray. And that is 1 mastercrafted weapon, not giving him his dues. That is 2 hits. He's looking for 6s to wound. Strength 4 against toughness 6. And that is no wounds caused.
The Lord will attack back with 5 attacks, requiring 3s to hit. Come on. The combat continues to be poor. Okay, not too bad. This is 2s to wound. Oh, that is lovely. 2 strength 8 AP2s.
The 2 Sekhmet will attempt to take these saves 1 apiece as they will instant death on their 3+ invuls. Oh, and both are passed. Excellent work. There are 2 Force Swords in the Sekhmet, and they will strike out initiative 4 as well, hitting on 4s. And that is only 1 hit. Unfortunate. Looking for a 6 to wound here, and that is no wounds caused. And finally, down at initiative 1 with a 2 Power Fist and Chain Fist. They're striking out, hitting on 4s. That is 2 hits with a cocked. That is 3 hits. Good work here. They are now looking for 2s to wound. Strength 8 against toughness 6. And that is 3 wounds caused.
Oh, it's a bad day for the demons. 5-up. It is rerollable, however. All fail, but don't worry, we're going to get a triple 6. Oh, it's always good to be optimistic. 2 wounds taken. At the end of the combat, the Thousand Suns do win the combat, but the demon is fearless and will fend off Magnus for another turn. Move on to the combat between the demons, the Chosen, and the Contemptor. The Chosen does have an opportunity to attack back and will hit with 3 attacks, requiring 4s. Shocker. 6s to rend. No, not a sausage.
The Contemptor now attacks with 3 attacks of its own, hitting on 3s. Oh, and that is an excellent roll from the Contemptor. Now looking for 2s to kill. And that is 3 wounds caused.
5 up demon save, 555. Ooh, it was close, and that does kill 1 demon outright. The demons have lost to combat, but the Chosen's leadership is 10, less 2, so it requires an 8 or under. Ooh, and they are fine. Demons of the Ruinstorm, end of turn 3. It's going slow. It's quite painful at the moment. Both sides are rolling terribly for combat results. The demons would have liked to have been out of combat with those Castellax and those Kenetai blades to hopefully join the combat and overwhelm Magnus, the Praetor, and those Sekhmet Terminators, but it has just not happened. The next worry now is these veterans will probably charge into the lesser demons, and that should then put the focus onto the centre of the board.
Thousand Suns turn 4 movement phase. With only 1 unit eligible to move, this is a very quick turn. The veterans pushing along the side of that Contemptor, looking to join that combat against the lesser demons, while the rest of the army stays in combat with various demon units. Thousand Suns turn 4 psychic phase. This time the Thousand Suns really getting some good powers off. Magnus casting warp speed and endurance on himself and the Terminators to just guarantee that that demon lord can't bring them down. And finally the Kenetai blades getting warp speed off on themselves and putting force on their weapons, this time not forgetting they will bring those lesser demons down this turn. Thousand Suns turn 4 assault phase. The first charge and only charge coming from the Legion veterans joining the Contemptor in combat with those lesser demons with a 10-inch charge. Starting the combat at initiative 4, the Contemptor striking first with 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Oh, unfortunately dropping 2 there. He's looking for 2s to wound. Oh, there is always a 1. That is 1 instant death wound.
Come on, 5 up. No, and that is 1 demon dead.
The Legion veterans also struck out into that combat with 27 attacks, of which 20 hit, was an excellent roll, followed by 14 wounds.
Yeah, this could be enough to wipe the squad, but unfortunately we've got to do 4 at a time because the Chosen has a better armor save, so 4 ups here. Okay, so that does kill 1 demon. Then another 5 saves. It's painful, but it's got to be done. 1 model has 1 wound already, so that does kill another demon. 4 more wounds before the Chosen, 4 up armor. Okay, so that is 1.5 demons dead. And finally, 1 more wound, 4 up. Yeah, and he's okay. The lesser demons will attack back with 14 attacks, and they require 4s to hit. Need a really good roll here. So 2, 4, 6, 7 with a reroll for cocked. 8 hits, lovely. Strength 8, strength 4, toughness 4, 4s to wound with shred thanks to flensing talons. Go on. Okay, that is not too bad. 2, 4, 7 wounds.
7 wounds back on these Space Marines with 3 up saves. And that is 1, 2, 3 killed. Not too bad.
The Chosen will try and take some hull points off that Contemptor. 3 attacks requiring 4s. Oh, again, he fluffs it. What a shame. The demons have lost combat by a difference of 5, and leadership 10 on the Chosen requires 5 or under. Go on. Oh, that is a big fail. Rolling on the Demons of the Ruinstorm Perils of the Warp Table. 1. So, okay, so reduced to Web Skill, Ballistic Skill 1, and we'll take D3 wounds. 1 wound taken. And that wound will kill one of those lesser demons.
Moving now to the combat between Magnus and the Greater Demon Lord. Magnus striking first once again at initiative 9 with 7 attacks, hitting on 3s. Oh, and Magnus's mojo is back. He only drops 2 attacks, and he'll be wounding on 2s. Oh, excellent. That is 5 wounds all going through.
It doesn't matter though, because the Demon Lord will make all of his saves. 5 up, rerollable. Ooh, maybe. Come on. 555. Not bad. He takes 2 wounds.
Down to initiative 5 now. The Praetor lashes out with his 5 attacks, hitting on 4s. Ooh, and that is 2 hits so far with a mastercrafted weapon. Or does not give him an extra attack. Unfortunate. Still looking for a 6 to wound against toughness 6. And that is no wounds caused. Unfortunate. Down to initiative 4 now. There are 2 4 swords in the squad looking for 4s to hit. Oh, unfortunately dropping 2 attacks there. They are looking for 6s to wound. Oh, this Demon Lord just keeps dodging these swords and no wounds caused.
The Lord will attack back with 5 attacks requiring 4s. Come on. Oh, appalling. 2s to wound. Yep, that'll do it.
And these are 2 3+ saves. The Sekhmet do have Eternal Warrior this turn, thanks to Endurance from Magnus, and that is 1 wound taken. And finally, down at Initiative 1, there are 4 attacks from the 2 Terminators with Power Fist and Chain Fist, hitting on 4s. Oh, 1 cocked. Oh, excellent. That is 3 hits. Looking for 2s to wound. And unfortunately, you can't do much about that, but that is another wound caused.
5 up, rerollable. Come on. Yes. The Demon Lord has lost the combat by a difference of 1. He's leadership 10, 9 or under to save the perils of the warp table. Thankfully, he is passed.
Moving to the combat between the Castellax Akira and the Greater Demon Beasts, finally hoping to bring down the wounded beast. The Castellax lash out with their 6 attacks, hitting on 4s. And that is 1, 2, 3 hits. Not great, but it is half. They are looking for 2s to wound here. And that is 3 wounds caused. Excellent work.
The beast needs to survive, however they have to do 1 at a time because he gets a reroll. Oh, sad times, and that demon has been killed. It's rerollable, however. The wounds spill over onto the demon. Let's see if he can make his saves. No rerollable, though. Oh, no, he doesn't. That is 2 wounds dealt. The last surviving beast will attack back at Initiative 3 with 3 attacks, a weapon skill 4, 3s to hit. Oh, you are kidding me. All right, so he loses the combat by a difference of 3, so a 4 or under, which amazingly has been passed.
And for the final combat of the turn, the Kenetai Blades are lashing out against the Lesser Demons, this time with Warp Speed and Force. It's Initiative 7, they have 28 attacks, hitting on 3s. And of that, 18 hit, an excellent roll there. They are now looking for 4s to wound, these causing instant death thanks to Force. That causes 8 wounds.
Big roll required here for the demons. They will have a 5-up demon save that is rerollable thanks to that Warp Rift marker. Not a bad start. Oh, there is a cocked dice. That was a 6. Unfortunate. So that will kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 demons. The Behemoth will attack at Initiative 2. It's down to him now to wipe the squad if that's possible. 5 attacks, hitting on 4s. Big roll required. Not bad. 3 hits. 2s to kill. That is 3 dead. 1,000 Suns. Despite reducing that 1,000 Sun squad down to 1 Marine, the Demons have lost combat by leadership by a difference of 7. Double 1 is required from the Behemoth. Oh, it's a cocked dice, unfortunate. Come on. It was close. Rolling on the perils of the warp table for the Demons, the Ruinstorm. 1, and that Behemoth will lose D3 wounds. That's 2 wounds and reduced to Weapon Skill, Ballistic Skill 1.
That is the end of turn 4 for the 1,000 Suns now, and things are starting to look good. There are not many demons left on the board. Magnus is in a good fight with that Demon Lord. Meanwhile, the Behemoth has managed to wipe out most of the Kenetai Blades. However, that's still a really good lot of work from those warriors there. And finally, the Castellax only have that 1 greater demon to fight before they are free to roam the board as well. Things are looking good going into the final 2 turns.
Demons of the Ruinstorm turn 4 movement phase. With only 1 unit to move, this Lesser Demons have finally moved out from their Warp Rift marker and will try and get a charge onto that Kenetai Blade just to help out the Behemoth and hopefully move further down the field. Other than that, everything else is locked in combat and it's looking grim for the Demons. Demons of the Ruinstorm turn 4 assault phase. There is no psychic phase as none of the demons can cast any psychic powers, unfortunately. So moving straight on, the Lesser Demons have a 8-inch charge into the Kenetai Blades to help out the Behemoth. Oh, they make it on a 10. Very nice. Starting with the Castellax and the Greater Demon Beast.
The Castellax get to strike first at Initiative 4 with their 6 attacks, hitting on 4s. Oh, and that is once again half the attacks miss. They are, however, only looking for 2s to wound. And that is all 3 wounds going through.
The beast has 2 wounds remaining, but is now in range of that Warp Rift marker. Requires a 5 that is re-rollable. Come on. Okay, so he suffers 1 and he's still in the fight. 3 attacks back with that beast, hitting on 4s. That is 2, not bad. 3s to wound. Oh, yes. Come on, 2 AP2.
And these will go on to the 5+ reactor field saves for the Castellax. Oh, and that is 2 wounds taken, killing 1 Castellax.
At the end of that round, the demons have finally won a combat. However, the Castellax are fearless and that combat will continue. Moving on to the combat with the lesser demons, the behemoth and the Kenetai blade.
Yep, the Kenetai blade gets to strike first at initiative 7 with 7 attacks, and he is hitting on 3s. Oh, and that is only 2 attacks dropped. Not too bad there from the blade. He has wounds on 4s with his 4 swords. Oh, and 2 wounds fail to go through, leaving 3 caused.
Okay, 5-up demon save that is rerollable thanks to that warp rift marker. 2 more, come on. 1 is out of the dice tray. Okay, causing 4 wounds, and that kills 2 demons. The lesser demons will attack back with 15 attacks, requiring 4s to hit. Not too bad. 2, 4, that is 5 hits so far. Strength 4, toughness 4, with shred. Thanks to Flensing Talons. That's alright, that is 5 wounds dealt to that Marine.
Just to see how long this Marine can hold out for, he needs 5 3-up saves. Oh, and unfortunately 2 have failed, and that is the end of the Kenetai blades.
Finally, after winning another combat, the Behemoth will consolidate 5 and the lesser demons 6. This could be the turn that the greater demon falls, but let's see if Magnus can do the business.
Yep, striking first at initiative 9 with his 7 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Come on, Magnus. Oh, that's only 2 dropped. This is the best turn Magnus has had for a little while. Looking for 2s to wound. Oh, and 1 has dropped. That's 4 wounds caused.
5-up demon save. Rerollable thanks to the warp rift marker. That is phenomenal. Come on, 1 more. 6. No, and that is 1 more wound caused. 1 remaining.
Unfortunately, this Greater Demon Lord is only 1 wound away from death, and the Praetor thinks he can do it with 5 attacks at initiative 5, hitting on 4s. There's a mastercrafted weapon. Oh, and that does give him 1 extra attack. Good stuff. Now looking for 6s to wound. Oh, still nothing from the Praetor.
This is the last chance for the Demon Lord to shine, and will require 4s to hit. That is a good start. Strength 8, but it doesn't matter as endurance cast on that unit, but we'll require 2s with shred flensing talons. Lovely. That is 4 strength 8 AP 2 wounds.
Yep, these will go through onto the 3+ invul saves for the whole squad. There is 1 wounded Sekhmet, so he'll need to take these saves first on his 3+. And that kills the Sekhmet, unfortunately. With 3 runes remaining, the Praetor will attempt to take the first 2 on himself with his 3+ save. That is 1 save and 1 pass, giving the Praetor 1 wound. And attempting to look out, sir, the final wound. The Praetor successfully moves it on to another Sekhmet for 3+ save, and that is passed. Before that Sekhmet with his 4 sword dies, he does get to lash out. There are 4 attacks at initiative 4, hitting on 4s. Oh, that's good stuff. That's 3 hits. Looking for 6s now to wound. Oh, and that is still nothing from those medium initiative Sekhmet. Finally, now at initiative 1, there are 4 more attacks with the Power Fist and Chain Fist, hitting on 4s, dropping 1 for 3 hits, looking for 2s to wound, and that is 3 more wounds caused.
Okay, this could be it. 5-up, rerollable demon save. It's looking good. Can the demon hold out for 1 more turn? Yes, come on. Oh, it's out the dice tray. Oh, he's finally dead.
And having won that combat, Magnus and his unit consolidate 5 inches.
Move over to the landing pad. The 2 lesser demons will strike out into those veterans.
There is a fair check to resolve for these Space Marines as well, looking for an 8 or less. Oh, they do get to reroll that thanks to a Vexilla. Oh, and that is a pass. Excellent stuff.
4 attacks, requiring 4s to hit. 4s to wound with shred. Oh, yep, that's a wound.
And that is onto a 3-up armor save, which is passed. Good stuff. 4 attacks coming from the Castellax, looking for 3s to hit. Oh, and that is 2 attacks dropped. Looking for 2s to wound here. Oh, and there's always a 1, but that is 1 more wound caused.
5-up demon save for a lesser demon. No, and he is killed. The Chosen will try and take a whole point off that Contemptor. 4s to hit. 6s to get a rend. No, nothing.
And finally, there are 12 attacks from the Legion veterans, looking for 3s to hit. Oh, that is excellent. Only 2 hits failing to go through. That for a total of 10 hits. They're now looking for 4s to wound. And that is 4 wounds caused.
2 at a time for the lesser demon. 4-up armor. Both passed, and 2 more. Yeah, and that is 1 wound caused on that demon. The demons have once again lost to combat. Leadership 10 for the Chosen, -3 for the combat difference. That has failed. Rolling on the Demon Storm chart. It's a 1. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 1, and reduced wounds by 3. And that will kill 1 of the demons and put 2 wounds on the Chosen, which leaves the Chosen on 1 wound. End of turn 4 for the demons of the Ruinstorm, and they are in bad shape. They could possibly be wiped off this planet in the next turn. So looking very shaky. Let's see if that behemoth can hold out against Magnus, the Praetor, and the Sekhmet Terminators.
Thousand Suns, turn 5 movement phase, and the Thousand Suns are making a gambit to end the game this turn, breaking the Sekhmet away from Magnus and the Praetor to hunt down those lesser demons, while the Castellax, Magnus and the Praetor, and the Contemptor all attempt to finish the demons ahead of them this turn. Thousand Suns, turn 5 psychic phase, and this one was dominated by Magnus the Red, casting Warp Speed and Endurance and Life Leech, taking 2 wounds off the behemoth ahead of him and healing the Praetor with him. The Magnus and the Praetor are geared up to attack that creature in the end of this turn. Meanwhile, the Sekhmet have broken away and have cast Force on themselves, eyeing up those lesser demons ahead of them, ready for the end of the turn. Thousand Suns, turn 5 assault phase. Magnus and the Praetor have both declared a charge against the behemoth and got in with 7 inches. And finally, the Sekhmet, going for a 7-inch charge against those lesser demons, make it in with a crushing 11 inches. The first fight between the Castellax and the Greater Demon Beast has 4 attacks at initiative 4 from the Castellax, hitting on 4s. And that is 2 hits, not too bad. Looking for 2s to wound, and that is 2 wounds caused.
5-up demon save. Oh, double 1's not good. Need to make this next roll though. No, and the demon has been killed.
After finally destroying that demon beast, the Castellax consolidates 6 inches. And to the fight between the Sekhmet and the lesser demons, there is 1 Sekhmet wielding a Force Sword, striking at initiative 4 with 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. Oh, unfortunately, that is only 1 hit. He is wounding on 3s, and that is 1 instant death wound with Force.
5-up rerollable. Failed, and now for the second. Oh, that is another demon dead. 10 attacks back from those lesser demons, requiring 4s. That is not a bad roll. 4 hits, 5s to wound, unfortunately, because they're now down a strength, thanks to Titus Magnus, and that is nothing in return.
And finally, the 2 Sekhmet with the Power Fist and Chain Fist, lashing out with 6 attacks, hitting on 4s. Oh, and that is 2 attacks dropped. They are looking for 2s to instant death these demons. And that is all 4 going through.
5-up demon save. Rerollable thanks to the Warp Rift marker. Oh no. Oh no. That does wipe the squad.
And after that, the Sekhmet consolidate 3 inches. And moving to the fight between the Contemptor and the Chosen. The Contemptor has 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. Oh, not too bad there, only dropping 2. He's looking for 2s to instant death this Chosen. And that is 2 wounds going through.
Yep, 2 5-ups are required or that demon is killed. No, failed both. He is dead. Just before he dies, the Chosen gets to attack back into the Contemptor. Will require 4s to hit. He's not done very well against the Contemptor. 6s to cause a rend. No, couldn't even scratch the paintwork.
And after wiping those demons, the Thousand Suns spread out, holding down the landing pad with 1-inch consolidation. And for the final combat of the turn, Magnus and the Praetor against the Behemoth, Magnus striking first at initiative 9 with 7 attacks, hitting on 3s. And that is 1, 2, 3 attacks dropped. He is, however, strength 9 against toughness 6, looking for 2s to wound. And that is all 4 wounds going through.
These attacks from Magnus are with force, so they can't instant death the Behemoth, but thanks to Unstoppable, they will cause D3 wounds instead of 1. So we need some really good saves here from the Behemoth. 5-ups, 2 saved. Rerollable thanks to that Warp Rift marker. No, and that is potentially 2 wounds caused.
And now for each of these 2 wounds that have gone through, rolling D3. Oh, and that is a total of 5 wounds caused. Magnus killing that Behemoth outright. And with that, the final demon on the board is killed. Magnus the Praetor consolidating 5 inches. And that is end of turn 5 for the Thousand Suns. And what a stunning turn it was. Removing the final demon from the board, Thousand Sons have taken some heavy casualties, but they do stand victorious today.
Oh, that was so close, but being wiped out by the Thousand Sons hurt the Demons.
Yeah, I gotta say, first couple of turns it was looking real touch and go, but after about turn 3, it slowly started to creep over in my favour. It was very, very touch and go though.
It was. Both of us had absolutely terrible combat phases, and I think the game could have ended a lot quicker if we'd been both a little bit more decisive in combat.
Yeah, exactly. I think especially 2 and 3, Magnus and the Demon Lord both causing maybe 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah.
It was very sad to see.
Yeah, it was a bit wild. However, the Thousand Sons on their last turn was an absolute masterstroke. I think you took down, what, 3 or 4 units in the last turn?
Yeah, so the Chosen, the Behemoth, 1 squad of Lesser Demons, and a Demon Beast.
Oh.
It was a bit of a sweep there at the final turn, especially Magnus getting all of those powers, kicking in right in the final turn. Could have been handy a few turns earlier, but they came in just in time.
He just wanted to see if he could do it without all the craziness, didn't he?
Yeah,
he was just challenging himself.
Get his friends out of the way and then go fight the big Gribbly by himself.
Holy cow. I tell you what, the last time we saw Magnus, he didn't do very well, did he?
No, he was really struggling for his psychic powers in our previous game. I think getting off 1 or 2 across the whole game. Yeah. This time, however, failing a few, but he was really just cranking out the warp speed, getting a lot of those upgrades on his Sekhmet with him as well. Yeah. Made him much more scary.
Honourable mention, though, has to go to the Kenetai Blades. They did amazing.
Yeah, they stood their ground with a lot of big, scary monsters. Yep. I think the final Kenetai Blade managing to bring down 4 demons in combat thanks to Force. That was just absolutely brutal.
There was one time where Connor didn't put Force on, and I hate to think if he had have put Force on, I mean, like I said, those combats would have been a lot more decisive a lot earlier on in the game. So, thankfully, you didn't.
I know, yeah. It just goes to show, no matter how much you play the list, there's so many things going on when you lean that heavily on psychic powers, and 1 or 2 things slip through the cracks, but they can always be the key thing.
Oh man, it was a crazy game. I know I need a lie down in a dark room to recover from this game, but it produced a really fun and awesome game. I think you'll agree.
Yeah, very spectacular.
Good stuff. All right, well, we've taken not as many photos as I'd hoped. We were just so busy with admin and working out who had what, so there's not actually that many photos. So I do apologise on this one, but we tried to deliver you a different and interesting game.
Exactly, yeah, going for something that doesn't really feature too often on the channel, and probably won't be rushing back, but certainly it was good to get it out of the way.
Oh God, I don't think my brain can cope anymore. All right, we had a great time filming this. I really hope you've enjoyed the game. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much for watching.